Going to put together cosplay, in this case MC Akio. I've had this on my list for many years. I don't remember too much from the actual anime, which is Clannad, whatever you want to call it. And this is the after story where he's the dad of one of the main characters, the girl. And for whatever reason, they're going to go see her at her job. And he wanted to go in covert. So this is the outfit that he came up with, jersey. I have a Nikon camera, which is going to fit for that. It'll be fun. It'll be pretty easy, hopefully. Just need to modify stuff that I picked up or this. It's not going to be perfect. These are the references that I have. I'm not going to do this part where he's got that apron thing. I don't have the stuff for that. Hat. So purple hat. I'm going to put this white. I have felt, so I'm going to put there. And I have to modify the jersey that I got. Put some purple striping on there. Also on the arm section, jersey I picked up. Let's see, on the arms I need to take off one of these. I'm probably going to take off the thin one, and that's pretty much it, besides adding purple here and then the two purple there. I also have to add these letters, so that's probably going to be the most intensive thing. I just have some white felt. I'll be lining the letters most likely with white thread, and then maybe adding that dark thing if I feel like it. And then of course the armbands, I have those pre-made. There will be some differences. The arm length of this that I got isn't quite long enough, and I don't really want to get into the effort of modifying the length or anything like that. And then down here, you can see the orange gold looking shirt is pretty long. Mine is not that long. I could potentially cut it in half or something. Wig that I picked up, very low cost one. I think it'll be fine. I have a hand steamer that I also picked up just to make it look a little bit better, although I'll have the hat on. Bag of multicolored sweatbands, so those should be good. I can just take a green one and a yellow one and attach them together somehow pretty easily. This is the purple fabric I picked up. It's a spandex type thing. Maybe not perfect, but I think it'll be good enough. Close enough to the hat that it should be fun. Glasses, ones that seem close enough. The pants that I found are pretty perfect. I'm not going to complain. Maybe slightly less yellowy than the ones he's got on, at least in the screenshots I have. But yeah, that should work. My first order of business is going to be removing this first stripe using a seam ripper. So easy enough. Probably just do it from the back. And then also I'll have to consider this area. I'll have to detach that. All right. So I think large stripe is much better than the short one. So I'm going to take out the short one. I'm no expert on any of this stuff, but seam ripper. It's like a little hook thing. Helps you get rid of threaded stuff. And just do the thing. I am just all over the place. So in this case, I am going like that now to make it hopefully a little faster. There might be faster ways to do it, but I don't know. I can use this stripe as a length measurement once I get it off. Pulled it from one other side and it came off so much easier. I have the stripe off the shirt. There is a much easier way to get it off faster, but I didn't do that. So now I need to break the seams in here to pull it out without cutting it, so I know the exact length. Much messier than it needed to be, but I got the job done. I have the shirt with one white stripe. Gonna do two purples, probably the same size. And I have to be careful so that the shirt itself doesn't come undone too much. So I've got the one stripe left, approximately the same length, but one is actually longer. Looking at this, it folds over itself. We're going to do some approximates here. It needs to be twice as wide, so I'll just use two of them. And then it needs to fold over on itself, so I'll just double it. 2.5 inches. It's made a straight line, approximately. Going to line it up to my marks. I need to try to fold over these so that they are relatively flat. An iron would probably work better, but I'm gonna try the steamer. Seems that the fabric naturally wants to go that direction, So I'm going to follow its lead and let it curve how it wants to curve. This is probably not good for my electronics. Let's try to make it quick. There we go. Almost there. I think we're good enough. Should work nicely. Cool. That works surprisingly well. It's actually thicker than another one, but should be okay. I need to extend this hole here, which could be a hassle later, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. It was 2.5 inches. We're at that 2.5 inch. Easier said than done. Wow, this is difficult. Crap, this is gonna be very time consuming. Ideally, I want the pins going that way, but easier said than done. This Coates and Clark stuff is not amazing in my opinion. Ah, crap. Already borked it. The magic of stretching fabric. Got this pinned all around the top portion, so I can at least do that. Got a stripe. Not pretty, but it's kind of a thing. Oh, that's really off. I'm going to seal this up. Hopefully the purple won't matter, because I don't really want to change it. And it did not work. You're friggin' kidding me. Bro, how did I miss that? The thread is so freaking tight, I can't see it. Cool. Now to do this one, got a stripe. 1 of 2. It's not perfect. Okay, we got that going. Good old pins. First line of the second one. Not amazing, but gonna keep going. Got the needles in for the second line of the second stripe of the single arm. One arm, first arm. I am 2 hours, 18 minutes in. It curve around so much. Bro, this fabric worked better than I expected. It looks nicer. That to that, although there was another stripe too. I'm going to do the other arm, not record that because it took a really long time. All right, first step is complete. Took quite a while. No surprise really. We've got that going, and also the other side. Not perfect. They are definitely not amazing up close, but it works. It's gonna be good enough. Now I need to do the collar. Basically the same technique, most likely, just thinner, and then it'll wrap around the front and the back. I noticed that this shirt has a line, like right here for the... It's different. I don't know if it's normal. I don't know. You can notice it from the back. That, and then it's not on the other side. Probably just some way to make it cheaper. Well, maybe not much stretch because of how I sewed these. Let's see. Not amazing. This machine has a bunch of different patterns, but I used a standard one for this, which might not have been the best idea, but I don't think it's going to be a huge problem. It does still have a little bit of flex. I did improve my techniques a little bit here and there, or at least made it faster. Not necessarily made it look better. Needles are vital. I always knew that. I always say you should care about needle placement, everything like that. Oh yeah, this is my last one. Not amazing. Speedrunning these sewing portions like this one. I did the steps wrong, even on the last one. So instead of doing this last, I did those last, the edges, so then it just crosses over. It can be fixed if I really felt like it, but no. Next up I'll do the neck, and then I will tackle the text here, the FA or whatever it is. Do a template in paper, cut that out of the felt. I might do 1 or 2 layers, I'm not sure. I feel like 2 layers would be better than 1, and then I can edge it. Placement's gonna be challenging, but I could always fix it if I really screwed up. The goal now is to put that lining on the top here. What's a good one? Okay, here you can really see it. There's the purple line. So I should try to make it taller. And I did notice his shirt's different here. So I'm just gonna not copy him not copy that in this case. So I know that 2.5 inches will get me what it looks like here, but that's when it's folded over once internally. But I'm going to fold it over again, so maybe 3 inches this time. I think I'll work best. I'm going to try using some of this 1/2 inch braided elastic to thicken up the neck strap with the purple. I was going to use this as the distance gauge. And I think I'll sew this. Here we've got the purple spandex stuff and then some of that black elastic. That'll be the collar, basically. I'm going to sew this together. Going to fold these over once I do one line on the top. You can see here, it's got the nice little line on the top. It worked okay. That going, I'm going to fold over the front piece. Is going to be in the back. This down here, I'm going to sew the edge on the bottom so it flattens it out. Starting from the middle, in the back, try to pin it, see what happens. Just barely, I should have made it longer. Okay, something vaguely functional. Got a thing. It's a thing. I need to do something here to make it look decent. I'm gonna switch to white thread and then go over down here so that it just has more stability. Just need to put some type of patch that looks a little bit better than that. It's a thing. Screwed up here. Finding some of their stitching and stuff is wonky, so it's not like mine is much worse. Not too bad. I just need to make it a little nicer. So it's like a straight line of green. Could literally just do something like that. Upside down triangle. Alright, so I put way too much effort into the first attempt. But basically, 2 fold overs, 2 things, and I'm just gonna fold over the edges so I have a square, and that should be good. Baby shark. That took 2 hours and 23 minutes. I should have used stitching that stretches. It's a thing. It's very yellow. I think I like the orange gold better. I think I'm going to use this one. No, it's not as long. It's still not going to make a difference. Alright, one more step for the main jersey. Doesn't stretch, which is not great, but that's my fault for using the wrong type of stitching, or I think I just used too much stitching. Didn't get perfect either. Some of it's not attached. I'm going to put the FA text on here. That means start with paper, most likely. I have cardstock. It's a little thicker than regular printer paper. This is Mat 4 printers for whatever reason. I picked this up years ago and I still have some. I have a few images here that kind of display the text pretty well. Here you can see it hits about where the bottom of the arm is on the shirt, and it takes up maybe 1/3 of it. I might try to do a little bit more than that. We'll see. And it changes depending on the frame because, you know, it's hand drawn. So in this case, it looks a little bit larger. So it's taking up more than 1/3, more like half of it. Doesn't have to be perfect. And here you can see it looks much smaller for some reason. But it's just like, I guess, this guy's arm out. You can see the F is smaller than the A, but I can see that it's coming down a fair amount, but not like some crazy amount. So the F hits down maybe around here. And then I'm probably just going to guesstimate this thing here. So what I'm going to do is going to make a sandwiched type of thing where you have 2 layers of fabric. You do it outside and then you reverse it. Nice thing about these scissors is that you can line it up on the edge and it's got a decent length to it. So that actually is good. I seal my tape in plastic bags so the adhesive lasts longer. I don't need to use 2 things of paper, I don't think. No, the A is much larger there. Much larger. Okay. I think it's fun. With this type of text, I think these would be curved, but like angled, but I don't think it is in this case. It probably looks good. And this needs to attach up here. Probably should move this up more. It looks like they're the same thickness, so I think I did an inch. I really wish this was an inch. It made it so much easier. Because neither thing is a flippin' inch. Looks like their A goes down or something. It's good enough. I had seen some letters at Michael's and I wondered, why would someone buy a letter? But then I see it took me 44 minutes to make a pattern. The pattern is very important. So if you have a good pattern, it's probably going to turn out decently well. This is my seam allowance line. It could actually be useful having two of them, so that when I cut it out like this, I can go here and then just trace. In this case, using a blade would have been smarter. With and without seam allowances. Problem is, if I do one like this, another one like that, that might be weird. So the goal here is to make sure that the two pieces stay around the same size. I need to make that inner line that the design has, but it's good. And then I'm going to cut around so that in here is where the edge is. It's not going to be perfect, I mean, but much easier than trying to reverse something. The reason I didn't do it on this side, obviously the markings. It's not ideal because the good stitching is on the side that I can't use. Try to do that line that he has on the design. Got the line in there now. That was number 25 on my brother something. Oh, CS6000I. I'm gonna cut around this and that should be good. Now I have to do the big one. Okay, that was a trip. Took 3 hours and 21 minutes to get to this. Back at it, in this case, gonna do the A in the same technique as I did this F letter. Did write down the steps. 21 on the sewing machine to edge. 25 is the purple line. Surprising how easy the form can shift when I'm doing this. So I try to always have some weight on it. As I mentioned before, this side is going to be the back side. And I still need to use the back side of the sewing. But the specific patterns that I used look decent on both sides. So not ideal, however good enough. Took some trial and error. Needles are vital. They are vital to the sewing. Well, maybe I could do this first. So it's totally flat. See that the line comes up a little bit. So I think this is good. And it's wide. Alright, getting close. I had some lines that weren't straight. These ones especially. The inside. But we'll see how it goes. And I need to do the purple outline. One more step and then cut the edges off. I think what I'll do here is place, pin, put it on. There's a nice line right there. And then obviously my thing is not the same as the anime, but it's good enough. See, the F goes a little bit above that. Yeah, so this is wrinkled. I can't totally go by that specific screenshot. Wish I had some longer pins. Wonder if I should put a backing. Because this shirt is felt on the back. That's 3-4 layers. This shirt is not the best. It's pretty thin. Yeah, that's better. So I'm gonna sew the purple line first and then do white on the outside. The pins here so that I can do the purple first on the A. Have them in the wrong direction, wrong spacing. Just the tips left. Next up, now that I have the purple lines in, I'm gonna go over it with white on the edges so that there is more stability and just, you know, really fixed on there. It's about as good as it gets. Just need to put some felt on this. Green, yellow, oh, dark green. Got the shirt. Now is to put white on the hat. See this white on the hat? It's on there. I do have a sticker. This is black on the bottom, but I'm not gonna mess with that. It's good enough. I thought it went all the way to the back, but it doesn't. It's like a curve, oval, half circle, something. I think that might be a trucker hat, but it just doesn't have any detail on it. I thought this was straight too. It looks a little curved. I could always curve it slightly. So I need to make some type of half circle thing to these dimensions. And then I've got these armband, sweatband. I need to attach the green and the yellow together. It's irritating that the green one I got is smaller than the yellow one. Not as stretchy. It's like a different material. Camera strap. It's about as close as I have on hand. Just need to put some white stuff. I can put the white between here, and then it'll hide the brand and everything. That should be nice. And the glasses. These are good as is. He is using a Nikon camera. I have my Z5. I don't have a frame of it, but in the video portion, you could see the red of Nikon. Besides felt, I could use these. It's not really long enough though. Or I could cut it the other direction. I could use the technique I was going to use before where I reverse it. Which would mean this is probably not... Oh, it's big enough. See there, it's barely curved on the sides. I should make it easier. So what I'm going to do here is seam allowance. That's going to go inside. I wish I had something less curve. Maybe like that. Just see what happens. I think that's good enough. So just sew around there and see what happens. Leave an opening. That was supposed to be more curved. And it doesn't shape to it. I should have curved the... I like cut it here. Somehow joined that. This goes over like that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sew this. So, yeah. Pay attention, right? This should hopefully be the last crafting session. I have these here. As I mentioned, this one... No. This one is good, as is. But I need to attach these two together. I think the green is supposed to be the longer portion, but the green is quite a bit shorter than the yellow ones, so I'm going to split them on the inside there or something. And the camera strap, I need to put white something on them. First, I'm going to mess with this wig head. Put something on here so it's more stable. I've got this quick release. It's a Arca Swiss style, so you've got the plate. I took out the screw, and you've got the base, very based. So first off, I need to measure this to get it in the center. There's a hole in it. Well, it's kind of a hole I don't want. Because 2 screws. I was gonna put 4 screws. Oh man. Maybe if I do it like angled. Clamp it basically on the sides here. I can't put anything on this area here because that's how the quick release works. That should be pretty solid on there. So the specific thing I have doesn't tilt or rotate. I could always change it if I want because this top piece comes off extremely solid. One negative could be the wig itself would slide off. I didn't have my yellow in the back. I was gonna split this thing. So I've got some more to work with. If I screw up, I have another one of each of these. So I'm not too concerned. Green on the inside. You can fold it over. Actually, I want more green, less yellow. So I don't think I need this entire thing. Problem with any type of crafting like this, there's always flipping sharp points. So I keep stabbing my hands. Maybe if I just cut one in half. And it should work. There we go. So I will sew this. I'll fold these. I'll actually do these first. So the tips, so that they're good. There we go. That was with number 3 on this Brother 6000i. Actually stretches. Oof. Oh man. It's a little small for my thumb. Bing. Close enough. Mine is longer than it should be. That could be one reason. I didn't sew in the right spot. I think it's good enough. The wrist thing is good enough. I probably should sew this side, but it kind of folds on itself. I don't think I need to. This was a trip because I had to hand sew it. I didn't get it quite right, but it's good enough. I don't really know if I need to do much here. I do have the steamer that I'll pull out. Maybe I'll just trim some of this. I have these zigzag saw pattern or whatever the heck it's called. They have a specific name, these hairs that go crazy. I'm not going to do that. Or there's no point really because I'm going to wear the hat the whole time. And I need to reverse whatever I see on the screen. So basically clear up the face a little bit. Clear it up a little bit in the eyes. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've done this stuff before, but it's been so long. So it's not as uniform? I don't know. Let's see if that works. I'm just trying to add some texture or something. Alright, I am done. I have the sweatband. This blue one didn't need to be modified. I have the camera strap with these white things. I used the sweatbands that I had, or just one actually. And the glasses are good as is. In this case I used the steamer to arrange it and just try to make it look fluffy and modified. Had to make the ears visible. So that's about it for the cosplay. It took quite a while. It was probably around 20 hours with taking the photos. Did this for a contest. Didn't win, but it was fun and definitely worth trying out. I spent maybe 150-ish on the entire thing with a few extras like the steamer that I didn't have. That was only 25 or so. Anyways, fun project. Enjoyed it. Hopefully I can do more in the future, but it takes a lot of time and isn't cheap either. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Scott of Cosplay Bonsai. See ya.